Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about geometry, specifically circumferences of circles. So what a circumference is, it's just a fancy way to say the perimeter of a circle. So let's say you had some circular object in front of you and you took a piece of string and measured all the way around the circle, laid it out on a ruler, and got your circumference, your perimeter. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today, but it is a little bit different than perimeters that you have done in the past. So normally to find the perimeter of any shape, you add up all the sides. But this is a circular object that's going to be rather difficult to do. So we do have a few formulas. Yes, there is actually more than one formula here. So I have a little note off to the side here in the top right corner that I want to talk about first. So I have an example of what your diameter looks like. Your diameter goes all the way across the circle and it goes through the center. That's really important to understand. The radius starts from the center and goes out to the edge of the circle. That's usually half of the distance of the diameter. So if you're given a radius, if you want to find the radius, you could take your diameter and divide it in half by 2. Or if you want to find, or if you have a diameter and you want it to equal to the radius, you multiply the radius by 2. So you can actually use 3 different numbers to represent pi. The first is the pi button on your calculator. It looks a little bit something like this. You could also use the decimal form, 3.14, or the fraction form, 22 over 7. It really depends on what the directions are asking you, but each can produce a slightly different answer. So if the directions say use this type of pi, make sure you are using that. So back to the formulas over on the left, right over here. So I could find my circumference by taking pi and multiplying it by my diameter. Or if I'm given a radius, I could take the radius, multiply it by 2, and then multiply it by pi. Because if I multiply the radius by 2, I'm going to get a diameter. So let's jump right into a couple examples. Now off screen, I do have a calculator, so I highly recommend that you do have one as well. I would recommend a scientific calculator. Sometimes they give you a better range of decimals and they give you more control of how to input your equation and your calculations. So the first arc circle given, it has a radius of 3 meters. So that means halfway across the circle is 3 meters. We want to find the circumference. So because I'm given a radius, I'm going to use that second formula, and I'm going to use 3.14 as pi for this example. So the circumference equals pi, which is 3.14, times 2 times my radius, in this case, is 3. So off screen, I'm going to do 2 times 3 times 3.14, and I'm going to get a circumference of 18.84, and this is going to be in meters. We don't have to add a squared, we don't have to add a cubed, because remember, perimeter is really distance, so we only need it in one dimension. So that is our final answer. Let's look at the second example. I want to use 22 over 7 as pi now. So my diameter is 14 centimeters, and I want to find the circumference. So I'm going to use that first formula because I'm given a diameter. So circumference equals pi, which is 22 over 7, times 14. Now, a couple things you can do. You could do 22 divided by 7 and hit enter in your calculator, and then multiply that big long digit by 14, or you could plug in 22 over 7 with parentheses and multiply it to 14. Either way, you are still going to get the same answer. When I do this off screen, I'm actually going to get an even answer of 44. So this is going to be 44 centimeters. So another type of circle that you might be asked to find the circumference of is a semicircle. So my semicircle is just a circle that's been cut in half. It looks like a giant letter D. So when you're trying to find the circumference of this circle, find the circumference of the whole circle and then just divide it by 2. So for the first example, again, I'm going to use 3.14 for pi, and I have a radius of 12 inches, and I want to find the circumference. So let's find the circumference of the whole circle. So C equals pi, which is 3.14 in this case, times 2 times 12. So off screen, I'm going to do 3.14 times 2 times 12, and I get 75.36. But I'm going to divide that answer in half because this is a semicircle. So I only want half of it. So my final circumference is going to be 37.68 inches. And the last one, we have a large circle now. My diameter is 10 kilometers. That's a big circle. And you want to find the circumference of this semicircle. So because I'm given a diameter, I'm going to use the diameter formula. And I'm going to use 22 over 7 for pi. So 22 over 7, so that's pi, times my diameter, which is 10. So off screen, 22 divided by 7 equals my big long decimal times 10. I get 31.42857143, yada, yada, yada. You are then going to divide this answer by 2 to get your circumference of 15.71 kilometers. And I rounded to the hundredths place. It's pretty common that you're going to be rounding to the hundredths place in these types of problems. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more, and leave a comment below if you have any questions for me. Make sure you share this video with a friend who you think could benefit from this tutorial. Thanks for watching.